Why did you come to the decision of not wanting to get married?
I didn't come to the decision. I just want to say I'm petrified of the idea of marriage. And I have no fear in saying that. I love wholeheartedly. I think it's just the sense of, I've worked so hard my whole life to be my own person that the idea of attaching it by a piece of paper feels really scary to me. That's it. But I believe in commitment and I believe in loyalty and I believe in all those beautiful things that marriage is supposed to represent. I can do that on my own. I don't need a piece of paper.
Have you ever come close to getting married?
Yes.
And then why do you think in retrospect it may not have
It
worked
wasn't
out?
my fault.
We found out something.
No, it wasn't compatibility because that's a future, that's potential children, that's so many things. So, yeah, it just fell through.
Is there a part of you that wants kids?
Yes, always. I've always wanted to be a mother, but I've never wanted to be a single mother because I think two parents are important for a child's. If you can work towards having two parents, that would be great. I'm not shaming those who have one parent, of course not.
Do you think you'll have a child?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'd adopt. Yeah. On a psychological level, it is, I think I will stop bugging and over nurturing the people in my life and give it where it's really truly deserved. Yeah.
Correct placement of energy.
Yes.
Yeah, I have so much love to give. I have so
Yeah.
much nurturing to give. Where do I give it?
Yes.
Yeah. Human need.
I love watching people and seeing even my friends change and grow on the ebb and tide and flow of their life. And I'm really non-judgmental about it. And I'd love to see that happen with someone who's so attached to me. I think children are fascinating.
Have you met someone who's very compatible with you?
Yes.
But then
They're not my puzzle. I'm not a puzzle piece.
Can I ask you if you're seeing anyone right now?
No, I'm not. I love myself the most now.
Tell me about this, and I'm asking from a self-learning perspective.
Ji.
Okay? Most people I speak to generally say that, yeah, I want a partner. You're probably like one of the only people who's been on the show in recent times who said, no, I'm okay.
Because, and I would really want to talk about this, and I think that it may resonate with people. How many times do we want a partner because we're feeling lonely? And how many times do we want them just because we actually have the space to incorporate them as a value addition into our life? What I see happening is a lot of people choose partnership because they're so petrified of being alone. So what I'm working on is solitude, not calling it loneliness, being comfortable in my solitude first before getting into that space.
This being comfortable in your solitude, it's a skill that takes time to.
Yes.
So this is what you've worked on?
Yes. Working on.
How do you work on it?
By being alone. Yeah.
And being chill.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Hmm.
Because I have had situations where I felt, yes, I'm independent, I'm all of this, but am I dependent on this person in a healthy way? Or are they filling that void? We all have a void. It's impossible to avoid the great void. And nobody can fill the void but you. So that's the journey.
And most people get married to fill that.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Most people are just even dating people or codependent in friendships, Yeah. So not judging, just saying for me.
You're a very different person. Like,
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say it's a compliment. It's
Okay.
not. I'm not like
I
accusing.
love having someone. I would love to have cuddles every day. Sure. और कोई हम उठे और कोई गाना चल रहा है और कोई खाना बना रहा है. Love. I never grew up much like that, so I'm quite okay with the solitude. And I've lived alone for pretty much most of my life since I was 18. So I think I substituted relationships for that. So it's a big journey for me to be on my own, truly. Which is a big personal change of last year.
Did you break up last year?
I did.
Yeah. You're very high IQ and EQ both. So that's where
I don't know, dude.
I'm learning a lot from you.
When is your birthday?
What's your guess?
I would say, okay, Western or Vedic?
Whatever
Western. You like a Taurus or something?
you want. Close.
Oh, you're Aries, aren't you?
I'm Gemini.
Oh, you're Gemini. This annoying habit where I ask people, when's your birthday? And then I take the conversation from there accordingly. Means nothing. It's just a pastime. It's like my useless hobby.
I really enjoy astrology.
No, I know a lot of guys who are into astrology.
I think generally
Like
it's always the
fully
girls.
grown men who will not do certain things on Tuesday or not do something in that column.
Dude, I can't wait to get married.
That's sweet.
And I'm very curious about what we spoke about at the top of the podcast, like the start of the podcast. You know? So I'm curious like why you've come to this conclusion.
I told you I find it scary to attach like with a piece of paper. I believe in commitment. I believe in loyalty. I believe in all of these things. And of course, a lot of people like to comment also like, which number boyfriend is this? And I said that even when I was speaking to Jitesh recently in Filmfare, and I was like, for you all, it's just a number. For me, it was a really tough process. Like I went through a lot trying to find who I am through people. Depending on people who are not dependable was really painful, especially for someone who's like, I am independent. So we manifest so many of our worst fears, you know. So I feel like I had a long journey to go through. And when I think about it now, I just really want good companionship. That's really what I look forward to.
Honestly, like while I say that, yes, I want to get married and all that, I am in a positive way envious about where you've reached also.
Right.
Where you've come to this conclusion.
Right. I'd love to have a party and be like, hey guys, we're together. But I also just feel people waste so much money on weddings. It genuinely bothers me. Genuinely, it bothers me. If I were ever to get married, it would be a registered marriage because it's just unnecessary.
You know, we're also at that phase where we see our friends getting divorced.
Yeah.
That's a whole other...
Mine haven't gotten there yet.
It's like getting married in our generation is like a tricky...
I also have a set of friends, like one of my best friends from school, Shasha. She has one of the most beautiful, functional, honest marriages I've seen. Kids, 2 beautiful girls, my goddaughters. So when I see them, I'm like, yeah, marriage really works.
What went right there?
I guess that's the dynamic between them. It's their communication. I've never asked. I said, "Kya kiya?" You know, like they just work, and they're really inspiring as a couple.
What about with like the friends who are getting divorced? What's
There are some who really should, and I don't know why they haven't done it. Kidding.
But what goes wrong in the...
Communication, always.
Not sitting down and talking.
Communication. Miscommunication, communication, lack of communication, over communication by one of the partners. Yes, it's always around communication. Over communication is also an issue.
I always assume over communication is good.
Nope. No. That's my lesson. It's not. In any relationship, you have to work, professional, personal, is... If you are an introvert who takes time to process things, I'm not. I'm like, I think, what is it called? Those both...
Ambivert.
Ambivert. So I've seen that like you said, you're quite confrontational. So I have to be so careful of that. Come, we have a problem. Let's sit and talk about it. I love you. What is the problem? You know? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be a lot. It can be a lot. That's over communication.
God.
Sometimes you have to read the room, read the person. Just leave it. Leave. Like people need to learn to leave things, even at work. Just leave that email they didn't. Just leave it. So if it can wait till Wednesday, just wait. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've learned. Over communication is a big issue. Yeah.
Cliched question, but because we're on this topic, do you have an ideal personality picture or visual picture of the kind of man you think you can fall in love with?
Sensible. Wahan se everything else is negotiable. Sensibility is
Mature?
very rare. Mature, sensibility all go hand in hand.
What is sensible?
That's the thing. It's so hard to define, and people aren't sensible. You know, just a mix of intelligence with the ability to have practical, logical thinking, with emotional layers, which basically sums up sensible. Samajhdar.
Okay.
That's it, you know.
And do looks matter?
No.
No. At all?
It matters if someone's unhealthy. So I'm never judging based on social standards, but if I feel like someone could be healthier or they could be taking better care of themselves, because I try to take care of myself, I expect that. And that's it.
Usually with people who are so-called unhealthy, it's a case of them not respecting themselves.
So how will they respect you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel also you don't respect yourself. Someone had told me this and it took a very long time to digest. They said that if someone is struggling with health issues that can be dealt with,
yes,
it's a sign that actually the emotional side is a little weak. They're not able to.
I have friends who have a tough time losing weight, and that's a different thing. and they work every day, they do their walks, they do their diets. I understand. It's not even about weight or there are men who are like, have an issue with, say, a receding hairline, and then it comes out in their personality, and I'm like, either you live with it or you fix it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so these kind of things, I don't like to get into that space only, but generally speaking, I don't have a type in looks or anything. No. It's the personality that matters. But there are certain things that irritate me. Like so it's not the overall person, but do you know, like when people have a really prominent line in the middle of their nose, then I just like it drives me really mad.
Reminds you of something?
No, it's just something I don't like. Or if someone's eyes are even slightly like Charlie Sheen, I don't know how to explain it.
Like harami eyes.
No, they're like, I like small eyes. I don't have an eye type. But there's something about his eye to brow ratio. I can't explain it. Just Google Charlie Sheen.
Hooded brows.
No, but it's that combination. So I'm like, oh shit, it's a Charlie Sheen. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So I have these pet peeves, but nothing major.